definitely do it.
All right, we're gonna start. Welcome everybody. I'm sorry, I'm gonna apologize now for those of you that are in this room. The speaker is gonna be a little bit loud because we need to make sure the overflow side, they'll be able to see and hear everything that I'm saying also. I'm gonna try and walk up and down so everybody can hear. But welcome back. Couple more days and it's back to school. How's everybody's summer? Do you guys have a good summer?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you ready for school?
Yes.
All right. So lots of stuff today. Lots of good and new changes to our TRIO program. Those of you who have been around for 3-4 years. Doesn't surprise you, right? There's always going to be changes, but I'm feeling really good about this because over the summer we've been working on our TRIO Blackboard. One of our student worker, Angelica, is kind enough to kind of use her My ESU so we can kind of take a look at that. Who here knew about TRIO's Blackboard? All right. So by the end of this orientation, everybody should know the TRIO Blackboard, okay? So this is just, you log into your My ESU, you go to Blackboard, and then you're going to find under your My Organization, it's going to say TRIO Student Support SSS and STEM. So you click on that, voila. It's going to have announcements. So starting next week, starting August 20th, the office is going to be open Mondays and Fridays 8 to 5, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are going to be from 8 to 7. By the way, before I forget, academic planner, set the appointment, you get the free academic planner. Planner's your ticket to get the free food later on. Don't forget to do the raffle for some free items, and like I said, Starbucks. Now, the Starbucks gift card is a little bit tricky. Pay attention to this first hour of presentation, because that's how you're going to win the Starbucks gift card. Okay? But there is one special gift card. It's a $25 gift card. At the very end of our whole orientation, that is a raffle. So there's many ways for you to win, but stay focused with all the new information. Okay? So that's our announcement, basically for the starting fall. This is the schedule. Okay? And the next one is going to be our workshop calendar. So if you guys want to see what's going on, go off of this, okay? So just remember, the many ways that you can complete the workshop is, you look at the ones that are highlighted in maroon across the way, and in the title of the workshop it says TRIO. That is going to be hosted by TRIO, okay? And you can go to a regular workshop, or you can do a non-TRIO workshop, like for instance, the one that is on August 29th, the Let's Talk About Sex. I'm pretty sure that's going to be over at Taylor Place. It's academic, because if you think about it, it's sex education, okay? That is not hosted by TRIO, but if you go to that, you do the non-TRIO workshop, you can earn credit for that. If you end up going to ASU first game, the opening game, ASU versus University of Texas San Antonio, you can do a selfie, football stadium behind you. That's a fun workshop. That counts as a workshop also. Okay. There was one more. I forgot to make sure. Oh, and lastly, the video, the YouTube videos. If you are not able to attend and you want to, see the workshop, you can certainly do that also. And we'll go to that tab later on. Okay. So just remember our different categories also in terms of workshop. It's experiential, financial, cultural, professional, and an academic. So that's the 5. Remember, you also have to do 2 workshops a semester. And just to let you know, those of you that are showing up today, that's going to count as a workshop already. So how easy is that? And the plan is that it's not to make it harder for you guys, it's to make it easier, but all of these information, all the workshop is really academic, even the culture ones. Those are really good too. By the way, we will have a raffle to go to the Phoenix Symphony Hall to see the, what is it called? Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's in October. So. And then the other requirement I want to remind you guys also is to meet with the coordinators. Okay? Twice a semester, remember that. So let's go to meet our professional staff. Our lovely director, Rafael Guzman, where are you? Please stand up. Look at him. What a handsome man. And if you guys don't know who he is, you should know who he is by now. And our assistant director, Ben Mills. The SSS coordinator. And then we have our newcomer, Tyler Brady. He is the STEM coordinator, and I'm going to let him do a little talking.
And I'm going to ask him, okay, introduce yourself, your favorite hobby, favorite movie, favorite food.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Tyler. I am the STEM program coordinator. Essentially, I was brought on because I am an expert in advising medical field majors, especially nursing. So my philosophy is really working hands-on, one-on-one with you to help you succeed. My plan is to stay here for a long time and work with you and grow with you so you can succeed in the STEM field. So, yeah. So what's the next question? Hobby. Okay. My favorite hobbies are going to watch movies, movie theater, and playing guitar.
What's your favorite movie? You're a movie buff.
I know. Okay.
He
I
loves
love.
watching movies, so it's really hard for him.
I love Star Wars. A big Star Wars fan. Yeah.
Woohoo! Star Wars!
I love Lord of the Rings. I really love the Marvel movies. I'm a sucker for superhero movies as well.
Okay, favorite food?
Oh, okay. I'm Italian, so it's definitely pizza. I can eat a whole pizza by myself.
And I can too, I just want to let you know.
I try not to, but...
He and I should have a contest on the
Thank you, Tyler. Our office assistants, and so I'm going to have the lead office assistant come and talk about her group.
Hey guys, so my name's Jocelyn. I am the Drew office assistant lead. So from now on, whenever we're at the front desk, we are required to be wearing our ASU polos and our name tags, or also just ASU t-shirts. So whenever you guys see us in any clothing in ASU gear, essentially, you guys can ask any of us for assistance. First up is Jennifer Echeverria. She is an office assistant as well as she is the president of Trio Devils. Janessa. Next up is Andres. Carlos. So Genesis has 2 roles in the office, actually. She is a tutor and an office assistant. So at times, if you guys see her behind the desk, she's probably an office assistant. So, please try to stay away from like asking her for assistance. I know we try our best to help you guys and be there to support you, but we also want to differentiate between the two different roles. Kimberly. For my crew, that's it. I know that a lot of you guys were also used to seeing Cassandra. That's back there up at the front desk, but she has moved on to be one of our tutors, which she will be great at. So if you guys need any assistance in criminal justice, she's your go-to.
Thank you, Jocelyn. So just to recap what Jocelyn was saying too, so all of the student workers up against the wall right now, that's pretty much their uniform. And the reason why we're doing that now is that you guys have to remember they are also ASU students, especially the tutors. Angelica will be coming up to talk about the tutor side. But if they are not in an ASU t-shirt or polo shirt with a name tag, we want to have you guys go to the ones that are working rather than just a random person that you know is a tutor. It's just being respectful, okay? Because they're also students, so they're showing up to the computer lab to work. And so just be mindful that that's why we're doing the jersey, the uniform, okay? Angelica, not jersey, it's uniform. And Angelica is the lead for the tutoring side.
This is really loud. Okay. So my name is Angelica. I'm the lead tutor and coach of our office. And so if you ever have any questions to see me in the office, feel free to come to me. Even though I'm not really tutoring anymore, you can still ask me to see like who's on office hours or things like that. And so with our tutors, our first one is going to be Kyle. You probably have seen him around the office. He's a previous tutor before, and his specialty is mostly nursing. And if you scroll down. Our next one is Ayana. So Ayana, raise your hand. She's also one of our veteran tutors. And then next one, like Jocelyn already mentioned, Genesis. She has a dual role as office assistant and tutor. And so if you see her behind the front desk, she's most likely working office assistant. If you see her in the computer lab, then she would be working her tutor role. And so just know, like, if you feel like you're unsure if she's working as a tutor, always ask. Feel free to ask her or any of us, and we'll let you know as well. And a lot of our new ones are coming up. So the next one is Nina. She's getting food for this program right now, so she's not here. But here's Nina. Same thing with Victoria. She's not here right now, but she's also a tutor, and she's was the previous president of Trio Devils, so you probably have seen her around the office before. Our next one is Roger. He's one of our newest tutors and newest Trio students. If you guys remember Patty, she used to be an office assistant, and now she has moved on to the tutor side. Sadly, she wasn't able to come because she's not feeling well. But just know that if you do see her around the office, she will be tutoring social work. Our next one is Yesenia. So Yesenia, raise your hand. We have a lot of tutors, so we still have a list. But the next one is Larissa. So Larissa, if you could raise your hand. So she's one of the two only journalism tutors. So if you guys need help with journalism or essays, feel free to go to her. Vanessa, previous office assistant and now is a tutor, so anything with criminal justice, feel free to go to her. Alex, you probably have seen him around the office before as a student, but now he's a tutor, so here's Alex.
AKA Bruno Mars. I love that photo.
Next one is Cassandra, previous office assistant, now tutor. I'm just doing all the office assistants now, so.
I know.
And then one of our newest students and tutor is Irene, which she's in the back. She's actually a first-time freshman, and so she's a journalism student. And so if you want to get to know her, she's really good at English and is very well experienced in English. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to go to her. And then we have Nayeli. She's also helping out with the food, but she's also a TRIO student and she's doing medical studies. So if you see them around the office, feel free to talk to them. Let's see. I think we don't have Waldo. So we also have Waldo, which his quota's not up there, but we'll add him in. So Waldo, he's also one of our new tutors. So we're gonna say hi to him. He's signing in right now.
You didn't get fired, all right?
I swear, I put your name on there. We'll add it. But these are all of our new tutors. Feel free to, if you need any help, you'll see them in the computer lab for office hours, or if you make an appointment with them. Always look at the tutor bios to get to know them if you want to make sure you remember their face. Because since we do have a lot of new ones, you might not have seen them before. And so yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask any of us or even the office assistants as well. So now that you guys know the tutors, we're going to show you guys how to schedule a tutoring appointment. So this is going to be your office hour schedule. This is going to be all over the office as well as on our Blackboard. And so this is where it's walk in, first come, first serve. If you don't have an appointment, you can always check who's on office hours. Just know that our policy will be that you only have 15 minutes max to work with the office hour tutor because they're meant to be helping multiple students. So just know that you can't be taking up their time during their office hours. If you want more than 15 minutes, feel free to make an appointment. But just know that with office hours, they're going to help you as much as they can. But if you need more of the one-on-one help, always feel free to make an appointment.
So,
Yes.
so office hours, you can come in without an appointment?
Yes. So that's, you come in,
15
yeah.
minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes max, and just if you have a question, if you just need help like editing a paper, feel free to pull in the tutor that's on office hours and they can just help you there. As long as you're not busy helping another student, then yeah. Same thing on to the right is your class schedule or class list. And so if you've taken like Chem 101 and you need help with that, you can always check which tutor has previously taken Chem 101 and is able to tutor you. So we have the whole list. If you don't understand, you can always go to their bio and it tells you what subjects they're really good at. So like for Kyle, he's really good at like anatomy or English, and so you would go to him. And so if you don't really understand the class list, always kind of compare it to your schedule and see what class you need help in. Does anyone have any questions on this? So then, if you go off to the left.
Wait.
Yes.
How many times a week can a tutor help you when you sign up?
For tutoring appointments?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go into that when we do the tutoring appointments. And so the next one will be right underneath it is how to schedule. So with tutoring appointments, those are going to be 1 hour increments. So that's going to be like 1 hour appointments. Usually what we want you to do is that you can obviously like utilize the appointments, but you just can't do back to back. So let's say like if you want to tutor with Ayana, you can't have an appointment at 1 and then an appointment at 2 because you have to give her like at least a break in between. But what you can do, you can have an appointment at 1 with Ayana, but then have an appointment at 2, let's say with Roger, because then at least you're using a different tutor. You're not using the same one. We're only doing this because, like we said before, we're student staff. So student, we come first, and so we're not just dealing with work, we're dealing with classes. So we want to make sure we're giving like all of us a break and not like overworking ourselves. Same thing is that with the appointments, you want to make sure you're making them 24 hours in advance. So let's say like if you want an appointment at 8 a.m., you have to make it before 8 a.m. the day before. We do this because with, like I said, we're students, we have busy schedules. And so if you make an appointment the same day, we may not be able to see it. In that, like, we may miss that appointment and you miss out on getting the help. It's hard.
Is it 24 hours before?
Yes, 24 hours in advance. So, and even if it's like the appointment's at 5 p.m., and you made it at 10 o'clock at night, the night before, we still won't count it. We want at least 24 hours in advance. And so we're not doing this to like make your guys' job harder. We just want to make sure that you guys get the appointment and that we are able to see the email so that we're there on time and that you get the help that you need. And with the appointments, it's gonna always be linked to your email, so whenever you make an appointment, you'll just click on who you want to do the appointment with, and it'll link to your name. And we just want you to make sure that in the notes section to put the class that you need help in, your phone number so that we can contact you, and then also your email just in case we do need to send you an email. So let's say like if for some reason your ASU email isn't working, we can send it to your personal email as well. And so just make sure whenever you're making appointments to fill out the notes section. Does anyone have any questions for the appointments? It's a little bit different from last year, but we're only doing this because we want to make sure you guys are getting to the appointments and that we're getting to the appointments. And just in case if we can't make them, we're able to contact you. Yes.
I have one email, just one, yes, okay.
Sorry, say that again?
I just got one email, the one.
One email?
from
Then,
school.
yeah, you can just put it again, just in case.
What was the question again?
Can you go to the back, just use the computers and the printer and don't have to have any appointments? You
Yeah.
go back there?
Yeah, of course. So we're, like, the computer lab is always open, and so you don't have to, like, make an appointment for anything like that. This is just
I
if
did
you.
that one time, about 4 of you, keep coming at
Sorry,
me.
say that?
Just there to study.
Just to study?
Yeah.
Well, like, if you do need help, like, that's the only time where you would need, like, an appointment or office hours. Sometimes we'll just ask students, like, if they do need help, just in case, like, if we're just, like, we notice, like, if you do need something. But usually it's just, if you're just there to use the computer lab, you just go in, sign in, like, with at the front desk, and just, you use whatever you need, that you need in there. Yes.
Say you want to use the same tutor the whole week. Just put them out. You don't have a limit on that. You use it 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Put your schedule on there.
What's the question?
If they can use the same tutor throughout the week, like let's say more than 3 times a week or 4 times a week.
Should be.
If they're
just can't
scheduled on there.
You just shouldn't, you could use the same tutor throughout the week, not the same tutor like back to back
Yeah.
Throughout the
hours.
day. Yeah.
Does
So
that
like
make sense?
if you want to use, let's say like Vanessa throughout the week, like have an appointment with her like at least every day, that's fine. We just want to make sure you're not doing like back to back appointments.
Would you consider the same day, like say 1 o'clock for Vanessa, and then she's scheduled she's on there for 4 o'clock?
Then that's
Same
fine,
day?
as long as
That's
there's a
fine.
gap.
Okay.
As long as there's a gap, so
Okay.
like if you have an appointment with her like at 1 and then you make one at 3, there's still that like at least 1 hour gap in between. So you're, yeah.
Last time you couldn't do that. on the
Yeah.
same day. But now
But-
you can, but as long as you give them a gap.
Mhm.
All right.
So there's no limitation to appointments, like if you take different subjects?
Yeah, just like we would just recommend like not to take up like the whole day because we want to make sure other students are getting the appointments. And so like if you're trying to get something done, just make sure to kind of plan ahead because we want to make sure that all of these services are open to everyone. And like things do happen. Sometimes you have like a last minute assignment, but just know that these are open for every student. So you have to make sure you're not overbooking appointments. Any questions? Okay, and so. So that's it on the tutoring end. So if you do have any questions, feel free to come up to me either during the orientation, so that, let's say you may have kind of not understand the information that was given, feel free to always ask me. And there's also like little notes on top of the schedule as well as the class list if you didn't understand what was going on through there as well. So thank you guys.
Just a reminder again, if it's less than 24 hours, don't make the appointment. Be considerate because our tutors are also students, okay? The next one up is going to be about our trio devils, the student org. Jennifer. Come on down.
Hello everyone. So Trio Devils will be starting this semester. So right now we're still recruiting students. And Trio Devils, basically all of you guys meet other students, interact with other students you haven't met. So with that, we'll be having our first event on August 22nd. And if you scroll down, okay, to start off, these are our members. We have myself, President, Emiliano.
Oh, hi, yeah, I am with public relations, so if you guys want any information, you can definitely come to me. I love talking to students. I love interacting with y'all. I'm just a personal person, so you can come at any time to talk to me and ask for any advice or anything.
And then we have Jasmine. She here. Right there, in the back.
Don't be shy, Yasmin.
I'm the secretary and here,
And then we have two more people, which they're going to, they want to go get the food for later. So with that, I just wanted to add on, we're also trying to make volunteer opportunities for you guys. So like last semester we did take them to the call. And with that, we made pizzas for people that go and eat there. And Vanessa was part of that too. Hi, Vanessa. She was the one that helped us organize, so with that, we're trying to follow that for the upcoming semesters. And to add on to the event on August 22nd, it'll be at the gym on the 4th floor. So if you guys are interested to be part of the club, you guys will be able to sign up there or after this whole presentation as well during you guys' when you guys are eating. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But if you guys want to get involved, this is a great opportunity. Thank you.
Now, on the Trio Blackboard, if we look right under the Trio Doubles tab, we also created the Trio Double event. So you click on that, voila, Ice Cream Social, August 22nd. All of the Trio professional staff will be there. Student org is going to be there, so it's a great way for all of you guys that say that you want to get involved. This is a great way. We will have the tabling later on in the second half, so if you want to know more, definitely go to the students that are part of that student org. So there's another student org that I want to allow them some time to talk about their organization. It's called the Sun Devils Transfer Alliance. And Cynthia, are you here? Thank you, Cynthia. She's going to come with it. Do a little spiel.
All right, good morning, everyone. Hello, so my name is Cynthia, and my major is communication. I'm currently a junior standing at Arizona State University, and I want to introduce a new organization that my team and I have been working throughout the summer. Guys, as Quinn mentioned, Sun Devils Transfer Alliance. It's an organization we decided that was very much needed around ASU campus for transfer students to help them connect. We want to connect them through personal development and community building. I feel like myself and other transfer students have a hard time kind of connecting, and we just want to feel more connected with ASU. The purpose of this club is also to help them with letting them know about other events, sporting events. We are looking forward to working with other clubs and organizations at downtown, and we are welcome to accept students from other different campuses, such as West, Poly, Tempe, even though we're currently focused at downtown. And I'll be having out at the table sign-ups, and we are looking for still some leadership positions for students to take as 2 social media coordinators and a treasurer. One of my team is Larissa. She's the secretary. I'm the president, and the vice president is Andrea. She's currently not here. She's working, so understandable. Our co-advisor is RG, so he's currently not able to join us right now. He's working at Tempe as well. And the advisor is Katie Sinzik, so she's also currently working through, so just be mindful of it. But just let me know if you guys are interested in any of this. We're not going to close doors on freshmen, sophomores, and any of that. We're going to be open, we're inclusive, so let me know if you have any questions or the rest of it. So, thank you.
Okay, so up next is our YouTube channel. So I know that sometimes our workshops might interfere with your class schedule, or you might be working at that time, whatever it might be. We'll be assigning Carlos down at the back of the line to be uploading all of the YouTube videos of the workshops. So if you guys ever do have any questions, when they're going to be uploaded, or the link for it, the link is going to be on the Trio Blackboard, but if, let's say that one of the workshops isn't up, you guys can always ask Carlos or myself to see when the new date will be. In regards to YouTube videos, if you guys decide to watch it, you guys are required to write a paragraph and send it to your coordinator.
The other thing with the YouTube videos and the workshops is that, based off of our Trio workshop calendar, it's not only limited to them, okay? If in doubt and you're not sure and you see like a fun festival over the weekend, all you gotta do is just notify either me or Tyler or any of the professional staff to just, hey, there's a Greek festival. Would that count? I'd say 99% of the time it's going to count. Okay. So we really want to make it as easy as possible because you'd be surprised. A lot of the things that you guys do is academic, even though it's fun. Still, you're learning something from that. Okay. So it's not only limited to just what's on the calendar. And if when in doubt, just double check with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick question. I'm guessing, and this is just because it seems logical, that the only ones that'll end up on the YouTube channel would be the ones that Trio specifically sponsors.
Right. Mainly the ones that will be the videos, like you're saying. The Trio hosted events, those workshops will definitely be on YouTube. I know the last academic year, I almost feel like I was a liar because every time I tell you guys when we have an orientation, like, hey, it's going to be up, going to be up, and then it didn't get done. So this year, I promise you, these workshops will go up in a timely manner. The other thing too is that we'll send out the emails. You guys remember on Mondays, it's always like the weekly workshops and then the daily texts. Okay. That's the best way for us to get connected, staying with you guys, of telling you what's going on. And if there are additional new workshops that we think it's great, we're going to text you guys. We're going to send it out and post it on the announcements on Trio Blackboard too. Okay. And another way is?
So the way that we are going to be connecting with you guys is through our social media. So this will include workshops that are from Trio as well as other workshops. We do share social media with all campuses, so therefore you have to be careful where the post is coming from. Whenever it's our post, we'll make sure to write downtown. We'll try our best to coordinate with our social media specialists to make sure that they are capitalizing that downtown. But you guys are also welcome to go join the events for other Trio at the other campuses. Like Quinn said, just snap a picture, write a paragraph, and send it off to her.
I think that's a good, there's additional stuff.
And I want to ask here, because this is a problem that I come across with my phone. So who has an Apple phone with T-Mobile service? small amount of you guys. I do want to let you know, when you get a text from me, it's going to say trio, what is it? ASU trio DPC at ASU.edu. So that's the text that's coming from. Well, when you get the text, it's not the normal message that pops up. It's actually, it's like a PDF file kind of looking. And then you have to tap on it. And then when you tap on it, you have to actually zoom in to see my message. I don't know why, but it's like that. So if you have an iPhone with T-Mobile service, you're gonna have that issue. But it still works. So when you see it, just tap on that kind of PDF form, it's gonna open up, and then you just need to zoom in because the writing is beauty. The rest of you guys, if you have, other cell phone services, it works just fine. It's gonna come through just like a text, you're gonna be able to see it, okay?
Okay, also a reminder, so our recognition committee is going to be working on a board right in front of our front desk to make sure that you guys are aware of the workshops that will be coming up that week, but you guys can always ask the front desk for more information on any of those events, or if you do know that of any other events that will count or can count for workshops.
What I'm also going to try and do, something new too, is that if I'm able to go to the non-trio workshops, and if it is appropriate, I'm going to try and record some of those stuff so that it's more options for you guys. Okay. The other thing is that when you guys take a closer look on the trio workshop calendar, you will see for the STEM students, there are quite a bit of the career professional workshops for you guys, but on the non-STEM side, my SSS students, there's like nothing. It's not that I didn't forget about you, it's just that I know last year there were some events that career services were just a little bit behind on scheduling, and it wasn't their fault, it's just governmental agencies, it's just a little bit slower, okay, on responding and scheduling. So keep an eye out when I send out the emails and text messages, at least for you guys on my side with the career stuff, okay? One exciting thing for me is I met an officer over the move-in weekend, this past weekend, and he told me of this Explore program. So if you guys are interested in like law enforcement, I'm trying to get connected to the right person so that they can come and talk a little bit more about that program, because it almost looks like it's a day of shadowing. I want to know. So hopefully, I can get connected with the right people so that we can hopefully go as a team field trip. Okay. So right now, we have Elizabeth from the DRC, and wanted to give her some airtime because if you guys are looking for job opportunities, her department is also hiring students right now. Hey Trio, how y'all doing today? Good, doing all right?
That's a little weak.
I know, it's a little weak. How's Trio doing today? All right, so my name is Elizabeth Pollack. I'm a disability access consultant with the Disability Resource Center. We're right down the hall from Trio upstairs. Some of you may be working with us, some of you may not. Please know that we are a resource for all students. So if you have a diagnosis, a registered disability, or ever in need of classroom accommodations, please come by, stop by our office, and we can have a conversation with you to see what resources and accommodations might be available. Also, please note that if you are ever injured, so if you ever injure your leg and are having trouble getting around campus, we have a golf cart where we can transport you or a friend around campus to make sure you get to classes. If you ever injure your dominant hand and are having trouble writing or taking notes or taking tests, we also have temporary accommodations that are available for you as well. So we're a resource for all students, and we really want to make sure that people know about that. What we're hiring for right now actually is note takers for your classes. So note taking is one of the accommodations that we offer to students for a variety of reasons, but it's if they don't have access to be able to take notes in their classes. And so we're looking for people that are actually in those classes already and going to class, taking good notes for themselves, and for you to then share those notes with the student that needs those as an accommodation. We will pay you $25 per credit hour to take notes. So that's about 3 credit hours per class typically, so $75 a class. If there's more than one student, you can get even more money per class. So if you're doing that for more than one class, you can go away with a couple $100 at the end of the semester. And it doesn't count against work study or anything else like that, which is pretty cool. If you're interested, you can go online to our website for the DRC at ASU and sign up with all of your classes and see if any of your classes are needing a note taker. This is something we do every semester. So if you don't get matched with someone this semester, we could probably match you with someone in upcoming semesters. It's a really great way to make some money and to help other Sun Devils and really build that community that we want to build here at ASU. Any questions about that? Anyone been a note taker before? Yeah, you have? How was it? It was good? Yeah, fairly easy? Did you find you took like better notes?
Yeah, I can put diagrams in there so it's understandable.
That's awesome. Yeah. So she just said she took better notes and she ended up putting diagrams in the notes so that they could understand. So a lot of our note takers end up finding that they're taking better notes for themselves even because they're doing it for someone else as well. Okay. So I'm right down the hall. If anyone ever has any questions, always happy to help. We're a resource here for all students. Anything else you wanted me to talk about?
No, that's
We're
it.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Oh, question, please. Am I available afterwards? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Yeah, we are upstairs for most of the rest of the afternoon. So whenever you're done here, you're welcome to come upstairs. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Elvin. Okay, the next major part, oh, and by the way, other job opportunities. One other thing that I know is the Sun Devil Fitness Center. They are always hiring. I know the last time when I checked with them for one of our students here, they did say that they're full to start the fall. But if you guys are in need along the way, it doesn't hurt to check with me because I always contact the staff who are there, and it's kind of ongoing, you know. Especially right now, everybody's in place, everybody's set, but then let's say, you know, you guys are students, right? Things happen. You can't work, somebody drop off, a couple people drop off, and then they need new people. So always check back with the coordinators in Trio. The other thing too is that I know we're always looking for tutors too. I know for now, I think we're good, but it is another thing that if you guys are feeling good about getting those A's and B's in whatever subject that you enjoy helping out, let us know, because then when there are availability, it's always going to be a mass email to let you guys know. Okay. So the next part, the important piece, is also about financial aid. So Angelica's going to go out of the Trio Blackboard. Any questions in regards to Trio Blackboard? You guys liking it?
Yeah.
Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yes.
You guys are gonna use it? I encourage you guys to use it to see, you know, the announcements, what's going on, and any changes. We're gonna try and keep it updated also. But I'm very excited at least that we have that. And don't forget our ice cream social on August 22nd. Up on the fourth floor, the swimming pool area.
We're good.
You guys are good?
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
So what we're passing out is basically the financial aid info card. I'm not going to go into the info card in detail. It's really something that you guys can take a look at later, but it's definitely helpful. The front part is going to tell you kind of what certain areas mean, and then on the back end is important contact information for you guys too. Okay. And so here, just a snapshot of Angelica's financial aid. Okay. Can you scroll it up a little bit so we see your report? Scroll it down there. Right there. So the award, fall 2018, spring 2019. We all know that grants and scholarships, that's free money. You guys know that, right? Okay. rule of thumb, grants and scholarships, free money. Anything with the word loan. What does that mean? Yell it out.
You have to pay it back.
Right, you gotta pay back. So just be careful when you start accepting it, okay? Going down, federal Pell Grant, supplemental grant, to go on a scholarship, student financial trust grant, federal work study. Now, do you guys know, federal work study, when you get awarded, that doesn't mean you're gonna automatically have that money dispersed to you, right? That money is just set there for you, so when you have a part-time job on campus, think of it as an allowance that when you work, you get paid from that allowance, the work study allowance, okay? And that comes from our federal government. And then the lovely direct subsidized loan, and there's usually also the unsubsidized loan, and then the New American University Scholarship that Angelica got. So in terms of the subsidized and the unsubsidized, remember, the subsidized loan is the one that does not accrue interest while you're still in school. That's the easiest way to remember. Subsidized, no interest. Unsubsidized is the one that is just like a regular loan that you guys would get at a regular bank, financial institute, where the minute you take out that loan, the interest starts accruing on it. Make sense?
Yes.
Just
We figured out the interest at 4% on unsubsidized, it's $155 a month even though you're in school.
you did the math. It says for the unsubsidized interest at 4.5%, you're looking at
$155 a month.
$155 a month. You say, is that interest? To pay the interest? Yeah. So the other thing too is in terms of the loans, and this is where I always like to talk about loans a little bit more. It's very important. I know we all want to try and shy away from accepting the loans. When you get awarded the loans, don't deny it, don't decline it immediately, just leave it. It doesn't do anything. You can accept it or decline. But I always recommend students to leave it because you never know. A rainy day and you actually need the money, okay? And you just go in, click on that button, you accept it. You can still, once you decline it, you can still, but the back end of the paperwork, it takes a little bit longer. When you know you hit an emergency, you need that money immediately, right? You don't want to worry about, okay, I gotta go to financial aid now, I gotta do this, and I gotta request for it back, and it just takes more time. So that's the reason why I always tell students, leave it. It's not gonna do anything, but at least it's there, so for an emergency you need it, it's just a button away. Now, just because you're awarded, in this case, direct subsidized loan, $511. You don't have to take out the full $511. Let's just say you need only $200. You can just take out what you need, and that's what I recommend. Only take out what you need. I know a lot of you guys out there are getting offered a lot more than the $511. Okay, probably looking at a couple thousand on the subsidized and then a couple thousand on the unsub. But just be mindful about that, think outside the box. And also, if you wanted to know the interest rate, what you can do is when you click on, see all of the awards, see, it's hyperlinked. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to more information. So if you go to federal student loans, scroll down, right there in the middle, it'll tell you the types of loans. It's pretty much like a quick Q&A little chart and letting you know what the difference are and the rate, like what Joseph was saying there. What is the interest rate for 2018, 2019? So subsidized Stafford is 5.05, right? My eyesight is bad. Yep. And then unsubsidized, same thing. For graduate students, it's 6.6. It's going up. Yeah, it's definitely going up. And then the Perkins loan is 5%. Now usually, how many students here has the Perkins loan? Because years ago when I was working in financial aid, and I'm sure our director can correct me if I'm wrong, Perkins loan is usually for those that are with the teaching school. That's more of a special kind of program that we work out on. So you guys shouldn't see it. But if you do, then that's where you can take a look too. And just, assessing if whichever is the best loan to take out, and then the interest rate, and just be careful too that a little bit further towards the bottom where it says, other than interest, is there a change for this, a charge for this loan? And it does. Origination fee for the subsidized and unsubsidized. So when you see that, it's 1.06%. Perkins, there isn't. So just kind of being mindful and thinking about that. And again, when in doubt and you're not sure, you can always come to me. You can always go to Tyler. You can go to Ralph, our director. He spent many, many years in financial aid, more so than me. That's actually how he and I met. He was my boss over at financial aid. But I was only over there for about a year and a half. And I still kind of remember certain things, and I still have some contacts, so I try to, get the information as much as I can for you guys to make a sound decision. Any questions so far about financial aid? Yeah.
I don't suppose you have any idea when they were going to be running the SAP measurements again? Does the academic progress?
Right.
I was told they do it after the session weights got posted.
Yeah.
They have been, and I still don't see the note that I was told to do on the report.
Who's running it? Let's get the director. Because it's been a while. I know the SAP, they run it, and they normally run it towards the end of the semester, or maybe even when the semester's over with.
And
To kind of
for some it is.
Do you know when the SAP, the satisfactory report on the financial aid side gets run, like the after semester?
It actually gets run every semester. So you might have it up there, like for this example. It'll run, it should have